Ash, do you know why Harry Potter's dick is 15 inches long?
How the fuck did we get onto Harry Potter's dick?
Because he cut it in half.
What? I don't even know what's happening there. Can someone explain to me what? Was this in the books? Did they put this in the books?
That is it. Actually, speaking of Harry Potter's cock, you can actually see. You can
Speaking
actually.
of Harry Potter's cock! What is up, guys? AshBFC here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Dead Onion podcast with me, AshBFC. Of course, we've got Plumtree, Wolf, Lamb, and Craig, aka the Nomad Gamer. So yeah, we're all here. So we were supposed to have a guest this week. Didn't work out, we'll go into it, but just a reminder, if you do want to be a guest on the podcast, we'll be returning every week, hopefully, then just get in contact with me and we'll sort something out. Anyway, let's jump straight into the gaming news. So, has anyone got anything particular they want to bring up? I got plenty of stuff here, but if there's anything you want to bring up, then go ahead.
Well, not gaming news related, but I don't know if anyone watched the last podcast. But I did a hell of a lot of shameless plugging. I don't know if anyone noticed because it was quite subtle.
I
but,
don't remember it being brought up.
No, I did some of
that, the greatest series or something.
It was, yeah.
It might have been mentioned. Subtle, I can't, yeah. Go on.
The reason I wanted to bring it up is because I don't actually really think it gained me any subs. So I just wanted to basically say I don't know who your audience is, but I'm pretty sure they're all a bunch of mongoloids. But you know,
wow.
I mean, I think it is a great way to start a podcast is by insulting your listeners. So,
well, they're your listeners. They're not
that's
mine,
the thing.
They're yours.
I'm going to be taking responsibility for that. So,
exactly.
You know, don't matter to you. So there you go, Craig.
So I thought I'd get that in.
All my subscribers mongoloids. So
yeah, so I thought I'd get that in before we started. But yeah, now you've got the floor, Ash.
Well, okay, awkward. Straight back to
I'm
me.
genuinely offended by that.
Well. Anyway, so gaming news. I mean, of course, there's been fucking Pokemon Go stories out the arse. I'm sick of them, so I'm not even gonna start about that. I'm bored of it now. I mean, when do you think it's gonna die out anyway? Pokemon Go. Everyone's gonna forget about it soon, aren't
they? I'd like to think so, but who knows? Could go on forever, Ash. This could be the nightmare that lasts forever.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really talk about Pokemon Go, but just something sort of. I read something about it that people were having like their legendary Pokemons that they caught taken away from them, which kind of brings me to the whole like these games that are like always online. You need to be online to play and know about the online. That's the shitty thing that the devs can just take stuff away from you.
Why were they taken away from them?
I don't know. I didn't go into it because I can't be asked Pokemon Go, but they got some Pokemon taken away from them. Well, this is why I think the shitty always online gaming is shit, because I know it's a free-to-play game, so it's a bit different, but, you know, when it comes to games as well that you paid full price for, like a full game, they can just take stuff away. You never really own them, do you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean...
Just take things away.
I think with the Pokemon Go, just going back to that, I know my brother's experienced it. I don't play it, but my brother does. And I think if like he's playing it and then like his phone bugs out or something, and he has to like reset his phone just as he's, let's say, caught a good Pokemon or level, like I don't know what you do in the game, just catch a good Pokemon or whatever, and it's not synced to the online, and then his phone bugs out or whatever, and then he has to restart his phone, then that's lost. Everything he's done is like lost. So he's lost all of the Pokemon that he just caught or whatever. So that's a bit shit, really.
I'm just saying this, I just think we're in for a terrible future with this when everything basically goes always online. I mean, we've seen it with the new Hitman game, it's an always online thing, it's really shitty. It happened on Steam as well. Like, I bought San Andreas a while ago, you know, the PC version, which I paid for and downloaded through Steam, but Rockstar, they took off the PC version, replaced it with, I think, a port of the mobile version, which looked like shit, ran like shit, had a bunch of radio stations missing, but they were allowed to do that. They just took the game away and replaced it with a shitty version. But I already paid for the original game, and it got taken away, and that's what they can do. You don't own your games anymore when you know when it comes to all this online shit.
it's one of those that, like, I don't know if technically they are allowed to do that. I mean, I've not looked into the laws, but that is the problem: is that that we're not informed consumers. We don't look into those things, and if, for instance, that was against the law, you could pretty much bet your house on the fact that no one would be interested in taking them to court about it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just like it's not worth it. Like, you know, so you've lost out on like a £30 game or something. You're not hardly going to go to court and, you know, spend a load of legal fees. You know what I mean? Though it's just like, so yeah, they can get away with it because they're big corporations, basically.
I mean, yeah, you'd probably never win, but it's just a really shitty thing, and this is just one of the concerns about, you know, the future of gaming. It's gonna be very shitty. But say, like, I've got like 200 and something games on Steam, right? And I mean, to download the games, you have to download them through Steam, don't you? So let's say all my games run installed, because I wiped my computer or whatever, and I come back on, and then, you know, Steam's no longer a thing, the servers are down. I can't download any of those 200 and something games that I've paid for, so I no longer have them.
Yeah. Yeah, like if there are problems on Steam, then you have to wait for Steam to come back online.
Yeah,
but as I say,
if access to your games.
Yeah, but if Steam went bankrupt, then you would legitimately be able to ask for a copy of the game off of the publisher, and they'd have to provide you with one. But yeah, you're right. Like if Steam goes down for like a day or something, which it sometimes does, then yeah, you can't access those games.
Anyway, let's move on from that. What else happened? So the Xbox S, is it Xbox S, the new Xbox?
Yeah.
That's been released.
I'm not sure.
It's a smaller version of the Xbox One anyway, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't give a shit about it. Has anyone got one or planning to get one?
Consoles aren't my thing, so I really have no idea, man. You have to ask someone else. I'm a PC guy through and through.
Well, I'm mostly a PC guy, but yeah, I do have consoles. But it's just, basically it's a much smaller version of the Xbox One. I mean, the Xbox One's was a right bulky piece of shit. When I'm looking at it right now, it's a horrible looking thing, but it's much smaller. Apparently it's got a bit more power in it, but it's not really going to do anything in the games. You're not really going to get like an improved frame or anything. It's mostly, the whole point of it is for being able to stream at 4K resolution. So you can't play games at 4K. That's going to be is it Project Scorpio, I think it's called. But it's all about like being able to stream your videos at 4K, and I just think it's pointless. I don't understand. If you already have an Xbox One, I don't know why you'd want to get that. I'd buy a console for one reason only, that's to play games on it. I don't give a shit that it can stream. And that's mainly its purposes. I think it's pointless. Thing is, I looked at Netflix. They charge more if you want their 4K streaming service. They've only got like 2 shows that actually are in 4K. What's the point?
Well, I mean, like, I'm not even into the 4K thing anyway, to be perfectly honest, like, when it comes to gaming, because obviously what they're promising is, like, you're going to be able to play 4K gaming at 60 FPS. What they should be doing is working on playing games at 1080p on, like, 120 FPS. Do you know what I mean? Like, 60 FPS isn't even that great. Like,
yeah, it is.
No, it's really not. Like
60 is
120.
awesome compared to 30. 60 is so much better.
Compared to 30,
I'd take frame rate over resolution any day.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Yes, they should be working to play games at 1080p on 120 FPS, because 60 FPS compared to 120 at 20 FPS looks like shit. And whether something's 4K or not doesn't matter. If it's running at 60 FPS compared to 120 FPS, it always looks shit to me. Like, it always looks choppy. I'm so used to playing games on like 200 FPS and stuff. If I go down to a game that runs at like 60 FPS, to me it looks shit.
See, I'm not really used to playing. I was used to playing at 60 now. When I go on console, it's 30, and it just feels so much better at 60. But have they said, like, the new PS4 and the new Xbox One, have they said the games are going to be running at 4K 60 frames per second? Because I have a really hard time believing that. I reckon they're going to be 30 frames per second.
Well, either way, it's not good enough for me. Like,
I mean, the Xbox One, the PS4 now, they can barely run games at 30 at 1080p.
This is what I'm saying. Like, if I play a game on my PC now, like, I don't know, pick a game with decent graphics. But if I,
Witcher 3.
Watch Dogs.
Like, whatever. I'll be playing that on like 90 FPS, 100 FPS or something, you know? So, like...
What graphics card have you got?
Just a 970, but I got a decent processor, I got lots of RAM and everything. Like, I'll play these games at like 80, 90 FPS, like solid. So, like, to me, 60 FPS is shit. You know, like I'm not like I'd rather them do things at 120 FPS on a lower res than do 4K because no one's got a fucking 4K monitor anyway. No one's got a 4K TV anyway. Like who cares?
4K
Yeah,
TV.
you might, but you know, you've just bought it, haven't you? Like,
Yeah. But I gotta admit, I put the 970. I mean, they say it's 4K ready. It can't play games at 4K. It's not good enough. But I put The Witcher 3 at a 4K resolution, and it looked fucking amazing. I mean, the frame rate was shit. It was about 20, but it looked amazing. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to get a 1080 so I can get some 4K going. The Xbox One S, I think, is pointless anyway. I'm not interested. I think, well, to be honest, if you have a gaming PC, there is now no reason to own an Xbox. It's pointless. But anyway, also,
well, can I actually say something about 4K? Anyways,
4K.
It's not like actually 4K, because the way that we understand like graphics and stuff, you don't say, oh, that's 1920 or whatever. You say, oh, that's 1080p. 4K, it's 4K by 2K. So really, it's not even like actual 4K.
It's just a fucking advertising ploy, isn't it? It's just something to make it sound cooler than it is.
Well, look, 4K is 4 times 1080p, isn't it?
No.
That's what they say.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
4 times
it's
the
a ploy.
resolution.
That's the point, is that it's an advertising ploy to make people think it is, but it
Well,
isn't.
then it's lying. They can't do that.
No, because it is 4K, but it's 4K like
Horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal.
Oh, I don't even know that shit bores me. Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's go.
I was going to say the new upcoming Prey game. I think it's due out next year. There's been a new trailer for that. Has anyone seen that?
The new what game?
Prey.
Right.
They've released a trailer for it.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah, they
Really?
revealed. They revealed
So
it,
like Back from the Dead and stuff?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I haven't actually seen. I might have seen the trailer actually. I can't even remember, but I remember them. I remember hearing about it anyway. However, I found out, I can't remember now. And I just remember thinking that the original was shit. So why are they bringing it out? Isn't it Bethesda that's taken control of it? Is it Bethesda? Yeah,
they own the. I don't know if they published the first one, but
no, they didn't.
Yeah, I think this is quite different to the first one anyway. It's just called Prey. I don't know if it's a reboot or a sequel.
It's a reboot, I think.
It's a reboot. But actually, it looked alright, to be honest with you. It kind of reminded me a bit of a kind of a Bioshock feel, a little bit of Half-Life in there. I mean, it looked interesting. I mean, it's hard to try and win me over now with FPS games. I'm so bored of them. It's the same shit all the time. It's such a, in my opinion, like a really sort of exhausted genre, because everything just tries to be like Call of Duty. I'm sick of all the military shooters. So it looked interesting.
Play Payday then, for fuck's sake.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, like, I played the original Prey, and wasn't the original Prey like the main, I don't know, the main appeal of it, just basically the way it looked, wasn't it? I mean, like, I can't even fucking remember it. It was so unmemorable when I played it. I mean, like, I don't even think it was that long ago, and I can't remember anything about it, but that one scene.
It was one of the earlier games, wasn't it, on last gen? It's a lot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a long time ago in terms of, you know, when it came out in relation to games, but in relation to, like, you know, if I saw a film like 5, 6, 7 years ago or whatever, I'd still remember what happened in that film. In that game, I've got no fucking idea what happened. I just remember you were some Native American guy. And I remember and I remember a scene where you were in like a bar and like it all starts shaking and things go mental, but that's all I remember about that game.
And then people were like, did you end up on like an alien ship? Were you abducted? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, they released a new trailer. The point is, I think it looks alright. I'm not super excited, but it looked alright. As I said, it's hard to win me over now with FPS games. I don't even know if the first one sold that well. I mean, was it in demand? Did people want another Prey game? I don't know.
No, it's not in demand, but I think the thing is that usually the best reboots and the best things like that come off things that aren't popular, because it's like they're not going to ruin them. Do you know what I mean? They can improve upon it. There's a good idea there, perhaps, that they can you know, improve upon, whereas the original didn't do anything good with it.
Well, yeah. Anyway, also, nice little surprise to me, actually. There's been, is anyone familiar with the RTS series Sudden Strike? The original game came out back in 2000. Anyone familiar with it?
Is it similar to, like, Desert Strike and Jungle Strike, the Sega games?
not really. They're more sort of they're World War II themed.
No, I never heard of it, mate.
Yeah, well, they came out in 2000. They did a second one in 2002, and I think a third one in 2007 or something, which I never played. But they have announced a fourth one coming in 2017 on PC and PS4. But yeah, I enjoyed the series. I played the first two; they're really good. Because I love a good old RTS game. But I don't think RTS games work on console. I think they're awful. Like, they should only be on PC.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
You
Yeah,
can't do it. You need a mouse and keyboard. I tried to play Command and Conquer 3 on Xbox 360. It was terrible, and I tried to play Battle for Middle-earth 2 on Xbox 360. It was just so bad. You just can't play an RTS game with a controller, in my opinion. But,
I love it as well when you get people that will argue the point, well, you can get a mouse and keyboard for PlayStation or something like that, and it's like, yeah, you can, but it's not as if people set up their consoles on a desk. Do you know what I mean? Like, people set up their consoles in a front room, for fuck's sake.
For most people, that's like kind of you can't just do that, can you? It's not, you know.
Yeah, like sat on the sofa with a keyboard and a mouse on your lap.
It's dumb, but you know, whatever. It's going to PS4 as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Sunstrike 4. I weren't expecting that, so yeah, maybe it's another series that's going to get ruined. That what happens a lot. Maybe it's going to be good. I don't know. Also, go on, Country.
Yeah, StarCraft is apparently going to get a remaster, or at least it looks like it.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Another goddamn remaster. I mean, it's not like we've got enough of them, is it? So yeah, let's check some more
and
out.
Plus, you can't really play that game. It's what, like 600 by 400 pixels, and you can't go above that, so it looks bad.
Is it the original StarCraft?
Yeah, not StarCraft 2.
Did that come out in like 95 or 96?
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. Why would you remaster a game that old? There's no point.
Well, there's still a big community around it.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of like I don't understand it. You're not really going to see any benefits of a remaster, are you?
Well, yeah, improved graphics and improved gameplay.
Can't really improve. If it's a remaster, then all they're going to do is slightly increase the resolution. It's still going to look like a game from 1996. It had very basic graphics. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but it's another pointless remaster in my opinion. Just make the game compatible with Windows 10 or something, so, you know, chuck it on...
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, I have the game disc and I could install it on my computer
so you don't
easily.
even need to rebuy it, do you?
No.
And I've talked about remasters. I hate the fucking things. They just keep chucking them out, and we're not going forwards in this industry. We're going backwards. But
that's where all the good games are.
You're just negative as shit, Ash. I think that's what the problem is.
Well, come on. Do you not want new things? Isn't it all about, you know, when you jump into a new gen, it's like, what can they do now? How can games move forward? Do you really want to keep seeing re-releases of games we've already played and bought? Do you not think it's got out of hand now?
Yeah, I agree with you, like 100%. In terms of this one being remastered, I mean, I'm not too sure. Obviously, as Plump said, like, if the resolution is only 600 by 400 or whatever, it'd be nice to have a 1080p version. It'd be nice if they put some like anti-aliasing in it or whatever to make the graphics slightly nicer. But yeah, I agree with what you say, Ash. Like, I also think remasters are pretty much pointless. But on a game that old, it can rejuvenate the series as well. You know, it can make people interested in it again, or get people to play it that have never played it before. So I mean, I don't know. It was an important game. It's a historic game, so you know, I don't know.
I mean, I will say, you know, remastering a game from so long ago is much better than re-releasing a game that just came out like a fucking year ago, which seems to be what's happening now. So
yeah,
it doesn't annoy me as much as that, but I'm fed up with remasters. I want new games. I want new stuff, and that doesn't seem to be happening. It's just remasters, and I know they do it because it's easy money, don't they? That's why they do it. I get why they do it. It just kind of annoys me. I read something about, you know, that terrible Ghostbusters game that came out that's kind of got nothing to do with the film or anything like that. Well, apparently the devs for that are filing for bankruptcy. So I guess that's what you get for chucking out garbage games. So, you know.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's probably a good thing it didn't have anything to do with the film, because the film fucking sucks. So,
well,
have you seen the state of it though? It like, I thought it was a mobile. I think it is on mobile, but I didn't realise they'd actually brought it to the consoles as well. Have you seen the state of it?
No, I've not actually
It
seen
just
it.
looks like a pure mobile game. It's like, how could they release... Did they sell it for full price as well? Does anyone know?
yeah, they did.
Yep.
And wait, the biggest thing is the DLCs. Wait, they advertise on the DLC you get when you buy this DLC the classical Ghostbusters jumpsuit. What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What is the only difference between it? They don't have the stripes on.
God almighty. It looks so bad though.
Jesus Christ.
But to be honest, it's probably not the dev's fault. I think Activision were the publisher. So, you know, well, maybe it's their own fault for teaming up with Activision because it's Activision. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, we know.
Activision are like the masters of chucking out garbage licensed games, are they? They do it all the time, and
Yeah. Call of Duty.
Activision will have made money. For the game's probably sold well, and then the devs are now filing for bankruptcy. So, you know, what else have we got? Yeah, I talked about before the podcast about the Battlefield 1 Collector's Edition for $130. Doesn't include the game. Anyone got any thoughts on that retardation?
Do you want to elaborate on that a bit? Because why? Like, do you know why it doesn't? Like, what's the deal with
Because
that?
it's EA.
That makes sense.
They're selling the collector's edition. You've got your fancy statue and all this stuff, but it doesn't include the game. They're not the first ones to do it. It's done before. You've got these collector's editions that have all the fancy stuff. They cost over £100 and that, but they don't even include the game. So I'm just kind of like, why would you buy it? What's the point?
Are you sure about that? Because that sounds mental to me. Because, like, how can you call something a collector's edition if it's not even an edition of the game? It doesn't make any sense.
Someone look it up now. I think there's an article on GameSpot. It's true. They're selling it for $130. I don't know what it's going to be for us in pounds or euros and stuff, but it does not include the game. And I looked at the comment section. Obviously, a lot of people outraged. There were morons defending it, and that's a sad thing. People will buy it. People will buy that collector's edition. They'll give $130 to EA. They're not even getting the game. They'll probably buy that as well. All that money to EA, and you know, it's just retarded. It's absolutely retarded.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. There's the collector's edition, which is $130, but then you can buy the collector's edition deluxe that includes the game.
How much is that?
Like $200.
God almighty! Why would you give that much money to EA?
Well, you were thinking of giving money to them at all.
Well, yeah, it's just... I mean, I always say that, you know, these greedy publishers have ruined the industry, which you kind of have, but the dumb gamers are just as much to blame as the greedy publishers, because they let them get away with it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's the same as anything, mate. Like, people just keep taking the dick that they keep giving us, you know, and like, not only do people keep like bending over and taking it though, but they keep bending over and taking it and then defending it
and asking for more.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely craziness. It's so impossible these days to like protest anything and not, you know what I mean? It's like, right, let's protest this. We won't buy it. Let's make a protest with our wallets. But no, you can't do it because
it won't do anything.
Because there's always like a million other people that will just buy it anyway.
Yeah, is it all these morons that they pay that daft money for those, you know, those FIFA packs or whatever? EA are getting so much cash from that, and these morons will just throw the money. They'll throw the money at Activision. They'll throw the money at Ubisoft. But then there's some of these morons that they'll rush out, they'll buy, they'll probably even pre-order like a game from Ubisoft. The game will be a broken mess, and then they'll go online and complain. It's like, well, it's your own goddamn fault. Do you know what I mean? And then they'll go out and buy the next one. And it's just... the dumb gamers, they've just ruined it for everyone. Anyway, moving on from EA, fuck EA. Also, finally, Hitman Episode 4 has been announced. It's in Bangkok, Thailand. We can expect some ladyboys, I imagine. I'll be disappointed if there's not any in there.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't get to do a she-mail, then I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I'll be asking for a refund straight away. It's dropping on August 16th, and apparently you've got to kill a member of an indie band. I think, once again, there's only 2 targets, though, which... that's disappointing me about Hitman. Why are we just killing 2
a member
targets?
of an indie band?
Okay. I'm sure it'll be cool. I think Bangkok, Thailand, it's an interesting place, but I just wish they'd give us more than 2 targets to kill. That's one of my biggest disappointments. So...
only 2 targets for a world-renowned hitman.
Every episode so far has just been 2 targets, hasn't it? We've had 3
How much does each episode cost?
Is it like... I think it actually works out. It's... you can buy the whole pack, or you can buy them individually. I think it's still the same price as it would be for like the full game. I don't think it costs any more I don't think.
It's just a strange decision, isn't it, to release things episodically
I
like
don't
that?
understand
It's like,
it. I've talked
who
about
the
this.
yeah, it's just weird because like who the fuck wants to just like sit there and wait for like, you know, another part of a game to come out so they can do another little bit of it and then sit and wait some more? I don't understand that at
I've
all.
said it. I hate the episodic stuff. It doesn't make any. I just want the full. I'd happily waited longer and just give us the full game. I don't understand the episodic stuff. But Square Enix have a major hard-on for it because they're releasing the Final Fantasy VII remaster as episodic. How do you do Final Fantasy VII in episodes? How does that work for an RPG? Can anyone explain that to me?
No,
I don't
doesn't.
know, but like one of the things that I can't work out about it is that for me, surely it doesn't actually make any financial sense for the company if they sell like the full product for like the same price as a, you know, I mean, like a full game would be, because like no one extra is going to buy part 7 that didn't buy part 6, and surely less people might buy it because they'll lose interest by that time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always thought they must be doing it due to money. They must somehow be making more money off it. Like, why else would they do it? That's what all these publishers are about, isn't it? Money.
To me, it doesn't make any sense though, because it's like you've got more distribution costs because you've got more physical copies of something that you have to produce, and then secondly, like I say, surely some people are going to lose interest between episodes and they'll buy episode 5 but they won't buy 6 or 7. Do you know what I mean? Because they've lost interest by that point. Surely they can't be making more money from it. I just don't understand it.
I don't understand it, but there must be a reason as to why they're doing it and why we're seeing more games going episodic. There must be a reason. But yeah, anyway.
Just to be cunts, maybe.
Probably. I think all the publishers just like set out like, how else can we fuck up this industry? Do you know what I mean? We've done DLC, season passes, free to play, mobile shitty games. I know. Let's go episodic and really piss them off. They must. I don't get it. Anyway, Hitman episode 4, Bangkok. That's dropping on August 16th. Anyway, yeah, this month we've got well, there's 3 games that I'm interested in. We've got No Man's Sky is dropping on August 9th. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided is dropping on August 23rd. And we've got the Attack on Titan game coming August 26th here in Europe. We get it first, and then 30th in North America. So, anyone got any thoughts on those games? Interested in them or anything like that?
I don't know, but I thought you said you were done with the gaming news.
That is the game.
You fucking liar.
I'm interested in one game.
I am done. I've moved on from the gaming news. I want to talk about some games that are coming out.
You just said when they're coming out. That's news. That's, you know, information about.
I was just
games.
dropping a bit of extra stuff. I was being informative. I'm sorry, Craig.
I'm not having that.
Ish.
What?
I'm interested in Mosh Pit Simulator. Have you heard about that?
Did I hear
Damn.
Mosh Pit
Yeah, Mosh
Simulator?
Pit Simulator.
So
Yeah, Mosh Pit Simulator.
I don't even know what to say to that. Is there any games they haven't made a simulation of?
Have
Have
you
we got
played
Flight Simulator out
MacPixel?
yet? Is that coming out soon?
Ish. Have you played MacPixel?
Have I played what?
MacPixel.
Megapixel?
MacPixel.
MacPixel.
MacPixel. Yeah.
I like how you said it in a Russian accent then, Ash. Like, what was that?
Okay, I'll just send you a link. Okay?
God.
You literally like repeated the word she said, but you said it in the same way she said
You
it.
got the shit game.
I was trying to. Did I?
Yeah.
Did I sound?
She was
just
like,
did I sound-
MacPixel, and then you just went MacPixel in the same way.
I was just trying to talk about some games that are coming out, and then you're having a go at me saying this isn't part of the gaming news. I was just I wanted to talk about these games. I just thought I'd check out the release dates as well, and then
I'm just
I
saying
told
to
you I
me.
have a couple of gaming news, so
Well, I'm just
You
saying
heard
to me, it sounded like, you know, a bit newsy, and I thought we'd moved on to the entertainment portion of the show, Ash. I mean, that's just, you know,
Yeah, we're gonna
it's
talk
confusing for the viewer, mate. It's confusing. That's what I'm
well,
saying.
this is my channel. It's all confusing. They're not come here for some professional stuff. They know it's a mess. That's why they're here. Jesus.
really, don't you guys know about MacPixel?
No, I don't play shitty games. That's the thing with me.
Someone needs to take Lamb to the
I mean,
medical
it's
unit
from
after that
the
burn, Ash.
creator-
Anyway, as I was trying to say about these 3 games coming out, this isn't news. I just want to talk about the games. That's all. I just dropped the release dates on the end there. yeah, No Man's Skies, that's coming up for. Is anyone? Obviously, this is a really hyped game. What's everyone's thoughts on it? Are you gonna get it? What do you think?
I send you a link about my Pixel. So
Okay, well, I'll do that after the podcast.
check it out.
Well,
So, yeah,
I try to get somewhere.
Why after? Check it out now.
No, because we're doing a podcast. I can't just. Oh God.
Anyway, with No Man's Sky, I am looking forward to it. I won't be reading a review like Plump because I feel like I actually feel sometimes reviews ruin games for me, you know, because I know too much about it and there's no discovery in the game anymore. It's literally just like
Well, they've been very sort of kind of secretive about the game.
they've been very close with it. Yeah,
Like a lot of games now, they release so much information. You kind of feel like you've already played it.
it should be a good game anyway. I think like it looks really fucking high quality.
Yeah.
I think that some people might be disappointed with it because I think yeah, I think it's got this sort of reputation for being like you can do everything sort of game, but you can't. Do you know what I mean? It's like Peter Molyneux hyping up his games.
It sounds too ambitious, if you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah,
the studio Hello Games, not a huge developer. They've not got millions and millions to be throwing at a game, and they're trying to make it out like it's. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I think that I don't know. I've just completely forgot what I was going to say. You're gonna have to edit that out. Sorry.
Good. Might as well. I've got a shit ton of editing to do anyway, so let's just add some more and go for it.
But I think that it'll be pretty good though. Like it won't be the best game in the world.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's going to be similar to Minecraft in that there's not a lot of story,
shit?
but okay, no, but like there's not going to be a lot of story. It's just it's basically going to be a lot of exploration, a lot of like
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's
resource getting.
Yeah,
stuff.
well, that's exactly what I was going to say before I forgot what I was going to say, was that it's going to be amazing for what it is. And that's ultimately what anything is. Do you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, when you play a game or you watch a film or read a book or whatever, you've got to take it for what it is. And for what it is, a sort of exploration game where you just discover things, it's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be the best thing, you know, of that type of game that there is. But in terms of, you know, where, because with games these days, people want a game to do everything. Do you know what I mean? And it's just not going to be that.
As for Deus Ex, is it Mankind Divided?
Yes, it is Mankind
Craig, you're
Divided.
a big fan of Deus Ex, aren't you?
Oh, huge fan. Huge fan of Deus Ex.
I've never beat a Deus Ex game. I've enjoyed what I've played of them. I'm gonna, before I get Mankind Divided, I want to go back and beat the others. I've just got the Game of the Year edition of the original, which I'm gonna play. What was the other one called after that?
Invisible War.
Yeah, Invisible War. It's
one?
dog shit. No, it's dog shit. Don't play that one.
Can I skip that one?
Come
Skip
on.
that one. It's dog shit. Do not play it. It's dog
Come
shit.
on.
Shall I just go from the original to is it Human Revolution?
Yeah.
The director's
I
cut.
mean, like, to be perfectly honest, I've never completed any of the ones past the original because for me, the original is such a granddaddy of gaming. It's like one of the best games ever made, probably top 5. If you've got a respectable list, if it's not in your top 5, it's not a respectable list. But yeah, like for me, that's one of the greatest games ever made. And even though some of the sequels have been decent, they've just never lived up to that for me. And I always get like halfway through and never bother completing them because I just go back to the original. I'm just like, why am I playing this when I could play the original? Yeah.
I really want to play Mankind Divided. It looks good, but as I've said, I've got that OCD thing where I need to go back and do the others before I can think about trying to get through that game.
Yeah, I'm like that as well. I think the thing is that if you play and you complete the original Deus Ex, Ash, you can do whatever the fuck you want afterwards, and nothing will compare to it anyway. So who gives a shit? Just play all of them.
I think you're hyping this game too much. I'm going to be hating it. Or something.
I'm not, mate. No, I'm not. It's probably the best game ever made in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. But
well, I'll get round to playing it as soon as I can, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Stuff I thought we'd talk about is the most disappointing game you ever played, and a game that's generally quite hated but you enjoy. So we want to start off with like what's like the most one of the most disappointing games ever. A game that you just I don't got anything.
yeah, that's easy for me. Fable. Yeah, like I remember reading about Fable in the official Xbox magazine when I was a kid. I read like a preview on it. They had a big 2-page spread on it. Might have even
Thanks,
been
Peter
a
Molyneux.
Yeah, it might have even been a 4-page spread that I read, and I remember at the same time there was an article for a game that was going to come out called BC, and like there was only a little bit about that because that never actually got released, but it looked fucking like super cool. But anyway, like Fable, I remember reading this 2-page spread, and there was all this bullshit from Peter Molyneux that it was going to do this, it was going to do that, it's going to be the most like immersive, inventive, creative, amazing game that you've ever played or whatever, and it came out and it was absolutely average as fuck, and I was just so disappointed.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be so revolutionary. I thought it was going to be like truly next generation and just amazing, and no, it was just completely disappointing.
He flat out lied, didn't he, about a lot of stuff?
Yeah, he had to write an official apology online.
He got a reputation. I don't think he can help himself though. I think he's a problem he's got. He just talks so much shit and that proper hypes up his games, and then
I think a few years later he did admit to like having a problem with it. He said that I get so excited about the games that I create that sometimes I sort of go off on the deep end talking about them. But no, all you do is you flat out lie to try and sell games. Like you're a fucking scumbag piece of shit.
I just remember hearing about. I do remember I was late to playing Fable, but I remember hearing like all this stuff you were supposed to be able to do, and it just sounded like amazing. Like whoa, when I played it, I was just kind of like, I didn't think it was bad. But I was like, this was nowhere near as good as it was, being made out to be.
Well, I remember one of the things reading about it was like the sort of the growing up mechanics, and it kind of sounded like to me that like the way they made it sound was that you start as a kid and you grow up like procedurally and gradually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But what happened was, no, you just had this segment where you're a kid and then bang, you were an adult. Do you know what I mean? Like in the next segment, and it's like, well, no, that's not growing up. That's just one moment you're playing as a kid, and the next you're the adult version. Like it didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I remember that's something that I was excited about, was how you age and stuff like that, and it ended up being not that great, to be honest with you. I mean,
It was dog shit.
I don't even think. I mean, back then when Fable came out, they didn't even really have the technology to pull something like that off, did they?
No, but we believed they did.
Did he not do the same for Fable? I mean, not to the same extent, but
He did it for every game.
He did
every
it for
game.
Fable 2. He tried to make out, and then I think people had learnt by Fable 3, aren't they?
If I name like every game that I can think that he's made at this off the top of my head, it's pretty much every one. It's all the Fables, black and white. I know, like that fucking the shitty Fable that was like on rails, and he didn't say it was on rails, and it was on rails. So what are you talking
Did
about?
he say
You
it
fucking
wasn't on
nutjob.
rails?
Yeah. That lame shooter on the Kinect, he said wasn't an on rails game. And it's like, what are you talking about? It is on rails. And he's like, no, it's not on rails because you can control like directions sometimes. And it's like, yeah, but it's still on rails. What are you talking about? And he still wouldn't admit that it was on rails.
He's a compulsive liar, though, isn't he? I mean,
He's a fucking nutcase.
a lot of people. He's quite a hated man now, isn't he? Because of all his lying. But I do sort of. I mean, he's an arsehole for all his lying and stuff. He does irritate, but I do respect I respect for him some of the stuff he's done.
Well, he's one of them that, like, at one point in time, he was considered level with, like, a Sid Meier's, It was like he was on that level. He was, like, one of these legendary creative, developers or whatever that had sort of pioneered the industry. And then he just turned to shit in this big compulsive liar, whereas Sid Meier's, continued to make great revolutionary games or whatever. And now the distance between them in terms of, the respect level from the public is just astronomical.
I mean, he gave us Theme Hospital and Theme Park, which were awesome, and Dungeon Keeper. They were great games, and then
Populous.
never did.
Did he
play
do Populous? I
but-
think he did Populous,
yeah, he did
didn't
Populous. What's he even doing now? He left Lionhead, didn't he? And that's closed.
he?
Yeah.
I got no idea.
Is he still in game development?
Telling girls he's got an 8-inch cock,
Yeah.
but actually it's 3-inch. I don't know. mate.
Continuing with a lie, isn't he?
Mate.
I think he's probably just in hiding now, isn't he? Because everyone hates him. I don't think he could ever
Pretty
win back,
much.
What about well, that was your most disappointing game, Fable. What about you, Plummetry? Have you got a most disappointing game, or at least one of them?
Tough. Like, I just ran downstairs to go through my game collection, and honestly, it's probably between Destiny and Oblivion. I'm sorry.
I hate to say it, but I won't go into any detail because I know I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I know Swamp Trooper is still annoyed at me for spoiling Metal Gear Solid 4.
I hate you so
yeah,
much.
he hates me. But Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, it's the most disappointing game I've ever played. I love it, but at the same time, you know, it really disappointed me. But again, I won't go into. We'll leave it at that. Wolf, you got anything? Have you still with us?
Not really.
Not really. Well, good input. So what about finally? I guess we have to wrap it up soon because, oh god, a game that a lot like most people hate that's seen as a bad game, but you actually like it.
That requires a bit of thought.
Everyone knows my
Sorry,
answer.
Is thinking a problem for you?
It is at this time, yeah.
It's only 11:20.
I said I was fucking tired at 6 o'clock, mate.
Oh, you didn't get your nap, did you?
I didn't get
his
my nap.
That's what he is. He's got to have naps.
Okay,
Well, if you
everyone
went
knows
for like
my
excessive
answer.
masturbation, you won't need so many naps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I've spent all day masturbating.
Just leave it for a while and you'll.
I've come 8 times, mate. I'm absolutely.
Jesus. Oh man, that's.
I'm drained.
Yeah, that
Bone dry.
That can't be good for you. Drained and dry. Well, go on then. If you guys think, for me, game they get so much stick. I see people calling them like the worst games ever. I've done a walkthrough of one of them that's got big views. The Ken and Lynch games. Everyone hates them, and I thought they were great. I really liked them.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. Everyone like hates them, like, oh, these are the worst games ever. And it's like, well, you can't have played that many games. You think Ken and Lynch is the worst game ever? Do you know what I mean?
Everyone hates, but I like. It's like all the games that I like, other people hate. So
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
you know I'm a fucking hipster.
yeah, you are
yeah.
a fucking hipster.
Yeah,
You
you know
play
that.
some shitty games that I think they deserve the hate that they get because they are pretty shit.
Superman 64.
You fucking wanker.
It's between Watch Dogs and Sunset Overdrive.
Well, I mean, this podcast has been incredibly shit. I think we've hit rock bottom, so it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Let's get the positives out of this. It can't get any worse than this. We can only go up. Think of it that way. So,
Challenge accepted.
It's got to that point where we're just going to get our knobs out and cam. That's basically
yeah,
it.
whip them out and see what happens.
Yeah.
And anyway, guys, thanks for listening. If you even made it all the way to the end, I won't blame you. If you
I
didn't,
doubt
'cause
they
Jesus,
did. I
it's
doubt
been-
they did.
It's been shit, hasn't it? This has been. I'm ashamed to have my name attached to this. I've got to take all responsibility for this. But yeah, I'll see you next week for more of the shitty podcast and the pointless talking. See you later.